All right, thanks again for joining me here on 3 Minute Knives, where we go over the ins and outs of a particular knife in 3 minutes or less. Today, we're not going over a particular knife. We're going to go over a few knives and just a specific style of knife lockup, anyway. I've got a cat roaming around, so hopefully he doesn't bother me too much. So today, I want to talk about button locks, and I've got a few different styles here, but button locks have been around for a while now, years, and they kind of had a resurgence as of late with the Ferrum Forge Mordax, and then also the ProTech Malibu. And I talked to a lot of people in the knife community, and some people think that button locks are a new thing, but they're really not. This guy right here, this is a Kershaw Dimension, and this one has been out for probably 5 years or more. I picked this up. They were discontinued a long time ago. I picked this one up on eBay probably 3 years ago, maybe. Which this one was kind of cool because it's a Kershaw, and I think originally they only sold for maybe $40, but it has titanium handles, and it's a button lock. It is assisted, so it's not going to be drop shutty like button locks nowadays, but it's a pretty cool little knife. Um, but so on the table right here, I would say the Mordax is probably the most expensive one, and the action is amazing. Now I've had the opportunity to handle a ProTech Malibu as well. Malibu and the ProTech are about the same. I mean, they're both put out by ProTech, although this one was a ProTech Ferrum Forge collaboration. Um, the Malibu was just a little too small for me. Even this Mordax, I wish it was a little bit bigger. The Mordax is 8.25 inches. Malibu, I believe, was like 7.79, or I don't know, something like that. Action is amazing. All button locks pretty much operate the same way. You push the button, it pushes this little plunger, which is right down in here, and the plunger is kind of looks like a dumbbell. Thick on each end and then thin right in the middle. So when you push it, that thin area pushes down and releases the blade. They all operate the same. This is the CRKT Brian Ty BT Fighter. I don't really have the room to do this right here, but this one is actually smoother than my Mordax, I gotta say. This is the CRKT Brian Ty TAC Brian Ty TAC 2 fighter. Brian Ty TAC fighter, TAC 2, something like that. Button lock also. They're all going to operate pretty much the same. And then you have my Hogue X5. Now this one is a little bit different. The mechanism in here, the little plunger, is the same. The thing that Hogue did different with the X5 is there's no bearings, there's no washers in here. What they did was they kind of milled the washer into the blade itself, and then or into the handle itself, and then the blade has this little groove that kind of is in a half circle right here, and there's a detent ball that on the handle, and the detent ball sits inside the blade, and when you close it, that detent ball kind of jumps up onto the blade. When you open it, really strong detent down here. It slides down into that groove, and right now it's completely in the groove, so there's almost no resistance. And then when you open it fully, that plunger engages and it locks in place. So they did it a little bit differently. Their detent is much stronger than most of your button locks. Now I could loosen the pivot on this a little bit to make it drop a little better, and I can usually get it to close all the way, but I'm real close to the ground here. Anyway, my main point of this whole video is that button locks have been around for a while. They all operate. I'm not going to say exactly the same, but pretty much the same. So they're not new, but they are cool. I like them a lot. It's actually probably my favorite style of lock mechanism. I like having multiple opening options like are on these Brian Ty, but I'm having a tough time because I'm so close to, I've only got like maybe not even 12 inches of space here. So this Brian Ty, CRKT Brian Ty BT Fighter is probably my favorite so far button lock that I've had. I would like to try the Brian Ty and Friends Ty Fighter. I've just had a hard time that the price on those is over $200, and it's exactly the same thing as this. The only difference is the blade steel, and on the Ty and Friends, it's aluminum scales, and this is just kind of a, I don't even know if this is G10. But other than that, same pattern, same size, everything is exactly the same. And I'm just thinking, you know, geez, do I want to spend an extra $200 for the exact same thing? And the blade steel on that one is only 154 cm. So it's not like 20 CV or anything like that. Anyway, I don't know. I might get one just to try it, because I do really like this one. And Brian Ty, they do make some customs as well, but they're way up there, and I'm not going to spend that much. But anyway, the whole point, button locks have been around for a while. They all operate essentially the same way. I like them. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but they're cool. And by the way, Hogue, they have quite a few different button locks in their lineup. They don't all work the same way as the X5. The X5 was a little bit different. Some of the Hogue are drop shut. And I can make this X5 a little bit more drop shut, but I kind of like it where it's at. So I would say out of the ones that I have and the ones that I've tried, these two are my favorite. I really like the X5, and I really like the feel of the Brian Ty BT Fighter. It's great. Anyway, there you go. Just a few of my button locks and my thoughts on the whole thing. They've been around for a while. Give them a shot. They're pretty cool.